Okay, so welcome to my submission for Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg. We're just gonna jump right to it. This is a criminally overlooked game. This was made by Sonic Team. It came out in 2003, just shortly before Sonic Heroes, which is yet another reason why it didn't sell very well. The other reason was because it was not advertised very well. But basically what this game is, it's a 3D platforming game about rolling eggs around and hatching eggs. You're gonna play as this guy called Billy Hatcher, who has like no powers, but once he gets to grab an egg, he can go wild, basically. He suddenly has a very complex amount of tools and movement options. And this game is crazy, yet alone because of the movement options, because there's a lot you can do with that. But when you get into the actual speed tech of this game, it's actually crazy. Now, I am not exactly a top player of this game. I'm like intermediate, like upper intermediate, but I thought I might as well submit this because I submit Phineas and Ferb right again, so I might as well just try this one. Also, like my skill level right now is like 112. I just need to get a better PB, and by the time the marathon happens, my PB is going to be a lot better. So we'll see. So I might do some things then that I will not do now, but we'll see. Also, just one note: I'm playing on the PAL version, which is actually suboptimal. This game has a lot of things that are NTSC only, which I unfortunately can't do, but I might have an NTSC copy by the time the marathon happens, so I might be able to do that as well. So we'll see. This first level is actually very technical, so there's a lot going on here. So right now I don't have my chicken suit yet, so that's really nothing I can do. There's one strat you can do, which is known as the wall right. Basically, if you run against the wall at the right angle, which I might have gotten, I'm not exactly sure, you're going to be a little bit quicker. And now we're just going to collect this egg, and this has the chicken suit, and this allows us to use the power of the eggs. Yeah, there's one cutscene here that we're just going to have to watch. Unfortunately, text is very fast to mash through, but there's still a lot of it. This is Dark Corvo. We're going to fight him a lot later in the game. Basically, the plot of this game is that the crows have stolen the day, and they have trapped the chicken elders, which make it morning using their call. So we're going to have to save the chicken elders to bring back day. Here I am going to pick up this fruit to get a bigger egg. Basically, the way growing fruit works in this game is you... I actually missed that completely. Okay, I'm going to do a different strat, which I'm doing very well right now. Basically, if you get into this swoop and then jump out at the correct angle, you can jump like that. I was trying to do a different sign bounce, but I actually didn't get the right angle, but that's okay. There's also another strat you could do, which is called PDR, but we'll get into that later. This is a KBC, or a knockback clip. The way that works is, first of all, I would like to get the right angle here. Okay, I didn't miss that, but that's okay. Now you could skip those blue hoops, but I just inputted the wrong angle. That's okay. Basically, the way a KBC works is, whenever you hold an egg and your egg takes damage, you're going to get pushed back. And you can use that to clip through walls, basically. And bigger eggs will damage smaller eggs. So you can actually always create a setup where you egg shoot with a bigger egg, and that's going to damage your small egg. And that way you can just clip through a wall. And it's actually very easy to do. You can also use enemies and other objects. We're going to see a KBC using a spiked fence later in the run. This is actually RNG. So basically, you hatch fruit, or like you grow fruit with you grow eggs with different fruit, and depending on what fruit you get, your egg's gonna grow faster or slower. So basically, a small fruit will do 1 point, and a big fruit will do 5 points. But each egg also has like 1 or 2 certain fruit that it prefers. In the case for the golden eggs, it's pineapples or cherries. So if you get a preferred fruit, the small fruit will do 2 points, and big fruit will do 10 points. So you actually want pineapples or cherries here to get the big egg quicker, but because I got bananas, I had to actually pick up more fruit. So I just lost a lot of time because I missed like 2 things, but it's still fine. Honestly, like losing time in Force 1 is not too much. It is a very technical level, one of the most difficult levels in the game. I don't want to say it's one of the most difficult levels, but it's one of the most technical levels. So this is Force 2. The way the progression in this game works is the first level in the world is always a golden egg mission where you have to save the chicken elder to bring back day. And then the second mission is always a boss fight. So we're just going to make our way to the boss portal to fight Eragekko. This rail here is very slow and you just jump onto it, but if you dash jump onto it, you're actually faster. Here you can just do a dash jump to skip this section. Here's a trick where if you land on that specific spot, the bee is just going to inflate and you don't have to worry about it, otherwise it's going to chase you and break your egg and it's really annoying. Here I'm just going to kill these guys to get them out of the way. Here I'm going to do a really precise, not really precise trick, a kind of precise trick where you jump onto this flower, like so, and then now we want to jump into the sign. And that's going to yeet us up, like so. Now we want to pick up 2 fruit here to get a big egg. And this allows us to do a really cool trick which is called cage jump. We're going to jump onto this cage here, if I can actually make it up, and we're going to hold into it. I completely missed it. Okay. Sure, like this is the submission run where everything goes wrong. Like Phineas and Flip right again was okay, but let's just jump onto that. And now we can use that to get up like so, and that gives a cutscene and a text box. Alright, so this fight is very straightforward. Basically the way it works is you just want to hit him a bunch and he's going to hide in the grass and go tiny basically. You can actually destroy the grass to be able to see him, but it doesn't really do anything. So you're just going to hit him a bunch. And now we actually want to make him tail swipe a bit. So the one thing you actually want to watch out for in this fight is you want him to always be in the middle of the arena. Because after he's done his tail swipes, he's going to walk back to the arena. So if you can bring him to stay in the middle of the arena in the first place, you're going to save some time by not having him have to walk across. Alright, so now we're just going to bait out a bunch of tail swipes. You want to be careful that you don't actually pop your egg here, because that's really annoying if that happens, and you're going to lose a lot of time because you actually want a big egg. Because the bigger your egg is, the more damage you deal. That's actually kind of bad because you had to walk back into the middle, but it's fine. Now, like, losing time on Gecko is really difficult. If you lose time, it's only going to be a couple of seconds here. So you want to be careful that these lasers don't hit me. You can make him shoot those lasers by just dashing into him. And that's basically the fight. Now we're just going to finish him off. And that's that. So now I can actually move on to the next level. The way beating this game works, like the requirements for beating this game is you need 25 emblems to beat the 3rd mission of Sand Ruins, and that will unlock Giant Palace, which is the last level in the game. And the levels that you have to beat are the first 2 in each world. And if you beat the 2nd mission of a world, that's going to unlock the next world. So because I've just beat Eragekko, the next level in the game, which is Pirates Island, will now unlock. I could also continue in Forest, and the route really doesn't matter. Like, there are a lot of different routes for this game, but the only way one route saves time over another is through menuing. And like, you could technically have the most optimal menuing, but I'm going to do a different route where I'm going to get to the hardest level in the game as quickly as possible, basically. So we're going to do that. You can't, like, what the game wants you to do is it wants you to talk to the Elder, but you can just pause the game and select and exit out of the level like that. So this is Pirate 1, meaning this is another Golden Egg mission, and this one is kind of annoying, honestly, because there's this RNG section at the start. First of all, we're just going to jump across and skip this rails, like this slide section. Now you're just going to kill a bunch of enemies. You just want to do this like as fast as possible. I just saw a pineapple, so that's like good RNG. I just want to kill this frog, because that one's going to drop like a big fruit. And it's hopefully going to be a pineapple or a banana, or a cherry. I just saw a banana, which made me say banana, but I don't want bananas. So yeah, the route kind of differs depending on what RNG you get. I got bad RNG, which means I'm going to have to pick up some extra fruit. Basically what you want from this part of the level, you just want to have a mid-egg, like so. Now you can actually roll into that hoop. You can roll out of like a recovery or a blue hoop, like so. Now we're going to do a little bit of cool movement here across the board. Well, that's like the only like swaggy part of the level, honestly. Otherwise, it's not the most interesting level. Now we're just going to get into this yellow hoop and we're going to hatch the Elder. And actually, what the game wants you to do is when you get into one of those yellow hoops, it's going to spin in a circle and you're going to have to time it. But if you just mash A when you jump into them, it's going to shoot you out at the perfect angle. There are only like 4 yellow hoops in the game that don't do that, where you have to time it, but in any percent you just mash for all of the yellow hoops. Also, another thing about the Elders that I will get into later, every time you hatch one of them, you're going to have to watch that cutscene, but you don't necessarily have to watch all of them because you can skip some of them. Unfortunately, that is region specific. That only works in the NTSCU version of the game. So yeah, you can do Elder cutscene skips in Dino, Blizzard, and Sand. But unfortunately, I will not be able to show that off because I play on the PAL version. But I will still talk about it and mention that it exists. So Parry 2 is a really cool level if you watch the run and if people do it optimally or without losing too much time. But if you play this game, you're gonna hate this level. Like when I started out, I thought this level wasn't too big of a problem, but the more I play the game, the less I like it. If you try to save as much time as you possibly can, this level is going to be a major roadblock. Because it's not the hardest, but you have to do a very precise setup, and getting that might lose you a lot of time. Also, gates in this game are just a suggestion. That might be too low. No. Okay, so basically if you shoot out those cannons at exactly the right spot, you can actually skip a lot, and we're going to abuse that on the second one. Basically, we're going to hit this at like the perfect spot, which is like, that might have been too high, but I'm still going to try. So yeah, okay, that's something that can happen in this game. If you get stuck on a ledge like so, and the egg is going to stay on the ledge, but Billy's going to fall down. So yeah, as I said, that was too high. You want to be a little bit lower. And it's very finicky to do this, so sometimes you just get really lucky and you get a really clean shot, but sometimes you're going to have to wiggle your stick around like that. And because I didn't want to do that, I just went for that. So I was like, yeah, that might work. And it's not like 100% precise, there's like a window that you can hit, but that's definitely like the setup that works. So Glare is actually a really cool fight. The way Glare works is he's gonna jump at you out of his water puddles, and he's gonna do that 5 times. And the first 3 times he does that, you can hit him 2 times. However, for the 4th and 5th time, you can only hit him once. But he is actually vulnerable in the air. So what you can do is you can dunk him, and then hit him when he is still airborne, and then hit him one more time when he's on the ground. And you can use that to finish the fight very quickly. Here you don't have to dunk, but we still like to do it just to get into the rhythm. So I can miss a shot here, but I cannot miss on the 4th and 5th one. Okay, I just completely dropped my egg there, but that's okay. So that just was an extra hit. Also, I just picked up an apple. The reason I stand in this particular corner is because that's where the apple will respawn. So the other fruit don't really matter, but at the start of the fight, you want to make sure you pick up that apple immediately, because then you want to camp at that spot and pick it up immediately as it respawns. And that allows you to finish the fight very quickly. If you hit him like every single time you can actually hit him. So that's like a small window where you can dunk him before he shoots out those puddles. Okay. And you don't want to miss the emblem. Also, actually, another thing about the PAL version, there's a soft lock that can happen in the NTSCU version when you grab an emblem too quickly. So the way they fixed that was by adding a 1-second timer. So basically, every time an emblem spawns in the PAL version, you will not be able to collect it for 1 second, which means PAL loses a lot of time just from that alone. And the other reason why PAL loses time, or like one other reason, is Elder cutscene skips, and we're actually going to get into that in Dino 1. The consistent Elder cutscene skips are in Blizzard 1 and Sand 1. The one in Dino is actually based on RNG. There are several routes that you can take. Before Elder cutscene skips were a thing, the routes would actually divert for this level, depending on what RNG you get. I always go for the bad RNG route, because I really don't like the good RNG route, and it only saves like 2 seconds or so. So first of all, we're just going to go down this hill, and then we're going to kill these enemies over here, and we're going to pray that they drop good fruit. I have no idea. I think I saw a watermelon, which is bad. You want pineapples and cherries, as I said. We're going to go over to the golden egg. That's going to open the hoop. We get bananas, which is not good. Yeah, actually horrible RNG. We didn't get a single one that we want so far. Let's hope we get carried here. So unfortunately, this is something that you could show up in a marathon if you have the right version of the game. But it's still RNG, so actually I am getting carried here, so that's really good. Yeah, that was looking like really bad RNG, but fortunately I got pineapples. So yeah, so what you could do is you could go onto that platform to the left and then do a trick called tree jump, which is something I'll like kind of get into very soon. But if you don't want to do that, you can just go this way. And this is actually kind of annoying because you want to talk to the Elder as fast as possible after the cutscene, but the hoop actually interferes with that because you jump out of the green hoop and it continues to bounce after that. And as long as the hoop bounces, you can't actually talk to the Elder unless you get to talk to him on the first frame. So which is why I'm going to mash B here and I'm just going to pray that I get it. And I got it. Otherwise I would have had to wait for like 2 seconds or so. Maybe 3. Not that long actually. So yeah, this is actually the easiest spot to softlock in the NTSC version, but because I'm on PAL, I don't have to worry about that. Alright, so the next level is really difficult, and here we're going to get into one of the other major mechanics of this game, which is the hatching. There are 72 different eggs in this game, and a lot of them will contain animal bodies that are going to help you, and you can use the abilities to kill enemies. You only get 5 shots with them, but they all have different abilities. And the one that we're going to hatch is one that's very popular in the community, which is Richie. Richie allows us to use the powers of ice and illusion, so you're going to see that this is the Richie egg. You only need that melon, and you want to make that jump actually. And now you want to get that pineapple, and then you want to hatch him like so. Actually, there's one trick that I always forget about, which is you can just grab that egg and immediately jump into him. But I guess not. Yeah, whatever. Okay, so you always have to befriend them like so. Now we're gonna get into here, and this is a sign jump. Basically, signs behave very interestingly in this game. That's actually a very weak one, but okay. So if you jump into a sign and then hold into it and then hold away from it as you get launched, you can get launched insanely far. And you can also do that with trees, and you can even do it with NPCs like chicks. Although it's definitely the easiest to do with the signs, in my opinion. If you do it with a tree, the difficulty kind of depends on how big your egg is. Like, I think with the big egg it's much easier than with the small egg. So this jump is kind of scary, especially because of the camera, so you want to jump across this gap. You don't want to get hit by those rocks. If you die here, you're going to have to rehatch Richie. Normally deaths are very fast in this game, depending on where you die, but normally you're not going to lose a lot of time to deaths, but in that case, it would be really annoying to die here. You can jump into like a specific spot here to get on top of these platforms. Unfortunately, the shadow is actually underneath the platform, so it's kind of difficult to tell where you are. I'm just going to wait this shot out. Actually, if you go too far away from any of these dinies after you hit them, the hit will not actually count. Now this is a kind of scary jump, but we made it. And now we just want to get on top of here. This is cycle based. You can actually go for a crazy cycle here, but that requires some very scary jumps that I don't want to do. So yeah, this is the last one that you want to hit. And then you can actually just jump down. You don't have to wait for the cutscene. Of course you can jump too early and then you're going to die. You can actually soft lock the game here on that jump. So yeah, now we're going to get into the portal. And that's Dino 2 done. It was not a very clean Dino 2, I lost a lot of time, but it's okay. Alright, so this fight here is a good time for donations. This is Topo. He's gonna run around in his dino skeleton and he's gonna shoot a bunch of rocks and then he's gonna crash into the ground and then we can hit him a bunch, and it's a very slow fight. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna wait until he attacks us. Now he's gonna shoot out like 2 sets of rocks. We're just gonna dodge them. I'm actually kind of bad at dodging them, but okay. Nice job. And then the bigger your egg is, of course, the more damage you will do. Now we're just gonna hit him a bunch, and then we're gonna do that 2 more times. And this fight is actually very long and boring. So yeah, this is like a perfect time for donations. I'm just gonna do this 2 more times. Also, he has 1 more attack that you're gonna see now, which is his fire attack. And I like to watch casual players play this game on Twitch, and like every time they ask, does that even do damage? Because the way it's supposed to work is if you hide behind your egg, the flames will not be able to hit you, but even if you don't do that, that's a very low chance you're actually going to get hit by that. It's actually a joke. So yeah, now we're just going to wait out, and yeah, you can read some donations. Thank you to Name and a bunch of numbers for the €5 donation. Also, you want to walk like opposite the direction he's going in to make him crash into the ground very quickly. I actually learned that very recently. I used to always go the other way around and then took forever to him to crash into the ground. Alright, so I'm actually kind of scared of popping my egg, which can happen. But yeah, more donations, please. We have $5 from Exlor who says Billy Ma. Honestly, Topo is very easy, but he's like my least favorite part of the run just because it's boring. Then again, I run Phineas and Ferb Ride again, which has auto-scrollers where you can literally put down your console and you don't even have to play the game. Okay, I got Meg Pop, that's okay. You actually want to avoid dying here, because if you die here, that's really bad. I would like to get a backup egg. Okay, there is one over there. So yeah, I'm using several seconds here just because Meg got popped. But it's still fine, you can still kill him, like so. So yeah, that's Topo done. Yeah, this game has a lot of downtime between levels, but it's not too bad. Like, you don't have to watch that cutscene every time, and then watch the results screen, and then say you don't want to save the game. Sometimes you have to watch that cutscene every time you beat a boss, you're gonna have to watch this cutscene. And now we're gonna exit out, we don't have to talk to the Elder, of course, and we're gonna head straight to Blizzard. So this is a level where you can consistently Elder cutscene skip, but we're not going to do that because we're on the wrong version. And on Power, this level is actually a bit annoying because you're going to have to go down a slide while collecting fruit, and it's actually kind of easy to miss fruit, so I am going to pick up some backup fruit just in case that happens. That jump looks very scary, but I promise it's actually really easy. If you know how to do it, you can do it. You just need to know what direction to hold on the control stick, and then it's actually free. Here we're just going to go up these hoops real quick, and then we're just going to kill these 6 enemies, and that'll open the cage. Now, I actually like to pick up 5 points here, and I got terrible RNG, which means I'm going to have to pick up 4 fruit. Meaning those. Now I have 3. There we go. Okay, yeah, now I'm just going to go down here. You want the cherries, and now you want the strawberry and the cherry. I missed the strawberry, but that's fine, because I got 5 points at the start. Now there are like more pineapples inside of those snowmen. Now you want to dodge those penguins. Those penguins can be very scary. If your egg gets popped, you basically die and you're going to have to retry. I know for casual players the penguins are very annoying. And even if I run a category where you actually have to fight penguins, like in all levels, they are very annoying. Yeah, luckily we can dodge a lot of the very annoying enemies in this category. So we have to watch that cutscene, you don't have to. Actually what happens when you skip one of those cutscenes, it's going to stay night and the music will disappear. Yeah, that's not the case now. The way Elder cutscene skips work, I should maybe explain that, is you want to hatch an egg and then immediately die. And then dying skips the cutscene. But what happens, like you can do that on PAL, but on PAL the hatch will not count. So you're not going to find the Elder after that, you're going to find the golden egg. Alright, so this is another level where we are going to hatch an animal body. This time it's going to be Cypher, who has the powers of fire and passion. That is like a massive skip, you can just jump onto the slide and that skips a long section of the level. Here we're going to jump over that fence. Here it actually matters in which order you kill those cats, because if you kill them in the wrong order, their fruit is going to despawn immediately. And we do want the fruit to hatch Cypher. I need to get more. Okay. Cypher prefers bananas, so you want bananas if you can get them. Like I missed one fruit. It's actually really difficult to get fruit in this game. Like sometimes you're gonna roll your egg into a fruit like 3 times, and it's not gonna pick it up. So here we're gonna do a KBC, but with this spiked fence here. And I completely missed it because I'm an idiot. Okay, let's just try that again. There we go. That's very easy to do. Like, it's actually believed that that's like way easier than 8 KBCs. I personally don't think so, but like there is, I actually missed the elevator platform. Here's an auto camera turn, which can be really annoying. Like, it's definitely gonna screw you over if you play the game casually, but you just want to hit those 3 snow machines with Cypher, and that's gonna make the windmill stop, and now you can get into the boss portal. Now this fight coming up is actually very interesting, although it can be very annoying if you get unlucky. So the way all bosses in this game work is they have a damage cap, and every time they are vulnerable you can only hit them a set amount. However, this is the only boss, it's called Molds. Molds is the only boss in the game that doesn't have a damage cap. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to get a lot of fruit very quickly to get a very big egg, and then we can just hit him like immediately, kill him immediately. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 8 times, so that's still fine. Here you want to hit him no more than 9 times, because if you hit him 10 times, he's going to do a very fast version of this attack, and that actually makes it a lot more difficult to pick up fruit. You know what, I'm going to restart the fight because my egg got popped, which is really unlucky, and I do want to show this off. Okay, so first thing you want to do, get him to attack the wall. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now we're just going to hope that we get enough fruit, because it is kind of difficult. Like, sometimes you'll destroy this ice box and you still won't get the fruit out of it. That is 1. You want 4 fruit optimally, 5 I mean, but if you can get a watermelon, you only need 4, because watermelon is the preferred fruit. And now what we're going to do is we're just going to run into him and dunk a bunch, and he's going to die very quickly, like so. And casually this fight is very difficult and very annoying, mainly because the camera is also not very nice, and most of the time you are not going to be able to see him. So I definitely struggled with that boss a lot playing the game casually, but if you know the strats, it's no big deal. And I think this is one of the most fun bosses in the game if you get lucky. But yeah, molds giveth, molds taketh, as they say. Alright, so Circus 1, if you play the game casually, you are definitely going to remember this level, because this is probably the worst level in the game casually. There's one section where you're going to have to get your egg across a rail, and there's another section in Dino 2 that we skipped where the game wants you to push your egg onto the rail, but you yourself can't go on it, and that makes you think that you can't actually jump onto the rails, but you can. And the way it's designed is there's actually a hole in the wall for Billy to go through. So what they want you to do is they want you to push your egg down the rail and then wait for it until it gets to the end of the rail and then pick it up again. And that's really hard, and it's not very well made, and the rails don't work. Like, sometimes you'll just get your egg onto the rail and it's gonna fall off. Like, the hitbox is really bad. But you can just jump onto the rail. But we're not even gonna do that. We're gonna skip all of that. But just so you know, if you play the game casually, you can just jump onto the rail. You're gonna do skip like that. If you're far enough from the other 2 penguins, you can just shoot the first one without having the other 2 trigger. Okay, so here is the golden egg. We're just gonna have to activate these switches. And here we're gonna do a trick called PDR, which stands for Petrus Egg Dash Ricochet. I'm just gonna do it, and then I'm gonna explain. Like so, that's what it looks like. So basically, if you shoot an egg and then dash jump into it, you get dummy height. Okay, I completely missed that roll, but okay. You can go very far with that, like especially very high. And you can't actually do it with eggs of different sizes, because bigger eggs will always damage smaller eggs. But the golden eggs have a special property that makes it so that they can't get damaged by other eggs, so you can actually abuse that and do a PDR with the giant egg there. Also, I am getting lucky here. Okay, I can't hold a direction on the CC when I hit L. So yeah, this is like the biggest RNG section of the level, because chances are you will not get enough points to completely max out your egg. And what you're going to have to do then is you're going to have to wait for a pineapple to respawn, and that takes like 30 seconds. Or like, you can lose 30 seconds of that if you're good. So I just got good RNG. The best you can get is like preferred fruit from both of the cats, but I got pineapples from one, and that's still good enough. I didn't really have to pick up anything else, so I am going to save time here. Like, at least I got a very good Circus 1. So yeah, chances are you're going to have to pick up a lot and then wait. But luckily we could avoid that. Okay, so this next level is, in my opinion, the hardest level in the game, which is because I don't do the super advanced strats in Sand 2, which is usually considered the hardest level in the game. But there's a route that you can do here, which is known as double out of bounds, and I only do single out of bounds, but I can try to show it off, actually. Although it might go wrong. I'm going to try like a few times, and if I can't get it, then I'm just going to not do it. But basically, what they want you to do is go through the funhouse, and then in each room you're going to have to kill a bunch of enemies or hit a bunch of switches, and you can actually go out of bounds and skip a bunch of those rooms. This first skip doesn't actually save that much time. It saves one RNG mirror and like one room where you're going to have to hit a bunch of switches. I'm just going to try the skip like 2 times, and if I don't get it, that's fine. In that case, I'm just going to do the level normally. That wasn't enough height. I'm going to try like one more time. So this would be a regular PDR the way you would normally do it. Okay, I'm just going to do it normally. I jumped too early there, but we're still going to see PDRs in the next room. And that's the one that actually matters, because that skip will only save like 10 seconds or so because you skip this room. And also the mirror that I just broke was RNG. Like either you get the right mirror or like 2 cats will spawn that you have to kill. So that might lose like 5 seconds or so, but it's fine. So yeah, this is the one that actually matters. We're just going to place an egg over there. We're going to get this egg, and now we're going to set up a PDR. Like so. That was beautiful. I was actually very close to getting that on the other one as well, but okay. Here you actually want to time that roll correctly because you can die. Here I'm going to break that mirror and get that checkpoint as the safety strat, because you can actually soft lock the game here if you pop your egg, because there's no backup egg in this room. So there's a chance you might actually just completely lose your run here, and then you're going to have to restart the entire level. Yeah, so we're just going to hit that switch. Normally the game wants you to hash Clippin, which is the water body. But you don't have to do that. Also, I just saved a lot of time over my PB, even though I went for double out of bounds, which wasted a bunch of time, but okay. So this boss here is actually really cool because he is very fast and also very consistent. So unlike molds or Glur even, there's like no way you can mess this up. So what you want to do is you want to get that egg. Now we want to break that mirror, and then we're going to get this melon. And now we're going to hit Sultan like 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You don't even have to count there. That's just the amount of hits you can do, like max. Then we're going to get all of the other fruit, and then we're going to wait at a specific spot. We can actually use that egg as a visual cue for where to stand. If you don't want to get sucked in here, that loses a lot of time. You can just wait it out. Then we're going to hit him a bunch. And then we're going to camp here in front of this mirror. He's going to run into it, but that's just going to break it. Then we can hit him again. Now we want to destroy this mirror. Pick out the last melon over here. And now we're just going to hit him 2 more times and he's defeated. And that's really easy. And that's a very consistent way, because some bosses in this game take forever, like Topo, but that's just a very easy way to deal with Sultan. You get him out of the way very quickly. Alright, so this next level, Sand 1, has another Elder cutscene skip. Which kind of depends on RNG. Although there are like 3 different routes for it, depending on what RNG you get. But because I'm on PAL, I can't do it, and we're gonna lose like 15 seconds here compared to NTSC. But it's perfectly fine. I think the PAL route is also kind of fun to do. Except you have to watch a cutscene, but, you know, whatever. We're gonna exit out of that again. Alright, so sand 1, this level is also, like, sand in general is very hard casually. Like, if you didn't quit the game in Circus, you might want to consider quitting here. I've seen a lot of players who definitely struggled. This is a cool skip you can do. If you jump out of that hoop at the right time, you can miss it completely and die. But if you jump out of it at the right time and at the right angle, you can skip like the opening section of the level. Normally you have to kind of go all the way around. That's some really cool movement, I think. If you're far away enough from those crows, you can just jump through the fire, or like run through the fire. There's another NTSC-U only trick you can do here, which is called crow bounds, which is really scary and you should never go for it, and stays like 3 seconds. Where you basically do a sign jump off of the crow to skip that section with the green hoops. Only like the world record holder does it, and even he doesn't always go for it. So yeah, this B is where the NTSC-U route is going to diverge, because the route that you're going to do depends on what RNG you get from that B. Also, killing the B is really annoying. Also, I want to go this way. I couldn't really tell with the camera, but the chick is a good cue. Now we're going to pick up these 2 fruit here. We're going to get that strawberry. There's a hidden banana in there that we definitely want to pick up. And now the fruit you get from the dino doesn't actually matter. Like, sometimes you get good RNG, but it actually doesn't matter. So I lost like 10 seconds because of the death. That was very unfortunate. But yeah, that's the last elder. We don't have to save any more elders. Then we're only gonna have to do sand 2, and then we are basically done with the required missions. And then we're gonna do some optional levels to get to that 25 emblems counter. So the way progression works is you're going to have to clear the Billy missions in order. Like, you can't do, say, the 5th mission of a level before doing the 3rd and 4th. So we're going to have to do levels in order, but you can actually save your friends. And once you've saved your friend, like, they will have a mission in each world, and that's going to unlock once you've unlocked the world and beat the first mission of that stage. So we are going to save 2 of our 3 friends to do some bonus missions that are very fast. And we'll get to that in part 4. But first of all, we're going to have to deal with this level, which is Sand 2. And this is the hardest level in the game. There is an insane trick you can do in this game, which is called Family Skip. I don't do it because it's crazy hard. But even if you don't do Family Skip, this level is still very scary and difficult. There are like 2 tricks in this level that can completely kill your run. You want to kill that dino first because the death animation is the slowest. And we're just going to max out that egg, and we're going to wait here. And dunk, completely mistimed the dunk, but where I like 0.5 fast, I would have killed those bees immediately, so you just want to do that. Then we're going to go down here. And there are 2 more dinos down here that we have to kill. That's not a problem at all. And when I jump into this hoop, I actually want to be on the right side of the hoop, which is going to be very important for this trick coming up, which is Torch Skip, which is basically a sign jump out off of the torch, which makes it a lot harder, because it can kill you. Okay, I backed it up because I realized I didn't get enough speed. Yeah, that's how you mess it up. Okay. It had to happen, of course. I'm actually kind of good at that, but it had to happen, of course, because, you know, when you want to show something off, you can't get it at all. Actually, I've had a run recently that was on really good pace, so I messed this up because I was nervous. Yeah, but that's what it looks like. It's kind of scary because the torch can hit you, and it just did, like when I tried out the second time. Basically what you want to do is you want to egg bounce into it at the right time, and then hold away from it to get even more speed. But if you do that at the wrong time, you're not going to get enough speed. That's also really fun whenever that happens. Or like if Billy hits the torch, then you're just going to lose your egg and you're going to take damage. Or if you hold away too quickly, then you're just going to die. Or like your egg will die. Either of those is going to happen. Okay, so Find Me skips this room, which is the fog room. The way it works is you're actually not able to see anything, and what you're supposed to do is hatch this animal body that I have right here, which is Palawan. And you can use Palawan to remove the fog, but we don't have to do that. We're going to do a trick called Fog Room Skip, which is an egg boost, which is another trick that we actually haven't gotten into. But basically, if you... okay, I actually want this egg to be in a very specific position. It doesn't really matter, but it's definitely a lot easier when it's in a specific rotation like so. I'm going to take that and I'm going to pray that it works. So basically, if you egg bounce into an egg, you're going to get launched. But it actually depends on where you touch the egg. So that's why I like to align my egg like that to actually get good contact. Because sometimes you're not going to hit the egg at the right spot and then you're going to get launched like with not enough height or in like the incorrect direction. So I just did that to make sure that I could get it. Also, it really matters how far away you are from the egg when you egg bounce. So that's what makes finding those tricks kind of difficult, because you're going to have to find the exact spot, but there's a very consistent setup there where you can egg bounce in the middle of the switch, and then you just want to use the floor texture to find the correct spot to place the big egg. So this is Dark Corvo, which is like probably the hardest boss fight in the game, casually at least. So this is another boss where we are going to abuse the damage caps. We can't kill him instantly like moles, but we can actually speed the fight up a bunch. We can skip 2 phases. So we're going to do, what we're going to do is we're going to hit him 4 times now. And now we're just going to wait out. If we stand here, Glur is not going to be able to hit us. And basically this fight revolves around an apple that is going to respawn, and we need to pick it up like immediately. So what we're going to do now is we're going to hit him once. Now we want to grow our egg, and we want to egg shoot twice. And now we're going to hit him 2 more times. I hit him 1 more time, so we're actually messing up. Okay, that's cool. Also, I forgot to get this, but that's okay. So yeah, I am going to have to do 1 extra phase because I was a bit slow there. But basically, the reason I egg shot was because we want that apple to respawn again. And if we stall 2 times, if we egg shoot 2 times, we can stall. Because normally it would respawn too late. So we're going to wait. Going to hit him like once. And then we're going to get that, wait for the egg to grow, hit him like again. And what that does is, by hitting him and then growing our egg and hit him again, we can actually slightly overwrite the damage cap. And if we do that correctly like several times, we can do slightly more damage each time we hit him. And that actually allows us to skip several phases of the fight. I'm only going to skip 1 phase because I didn't hit him enough on that 1 phase. I only hit him once when you're supposed to hit him twice, but unfortunately I was a bit too slow. Well, that's still fine. So here what we're going to do is we're going to hit him with the small egg, like so, and then we're going to hit him with the big egg. And we're going to place the egg over here. We're going to run into his shadow clones, because that's like the easiest way to take care of them, because you really don't want them to pop your egg. If they pop your egg, then you're going to lose a lot of time. So I am going to lose a lot of time because I did mess up on that 1 hit. So now I'm going to have to go through the gecko phase. Actually, no, wait. The gecko phase is when you mess up really badly. So this is the Sultan phase. You are not supposed to see the Sultan phase if you do it right. But it's perfectly fine. I'm going to lose like 20 seconds or so. You actually have to watch out. These shots can still hit you even when Sultan is despawned. Okay, so that's going to lose me like 20 seconds or so, but it's still fine. Yeah, so that's like all of the bosses done except for the final boss. So now we can just do the optional fast levels. There you go. Okay. Actually lost me more than 20 seconds, but that's fine. Alright, so now Pirate 3. There's actually a YouTube video on this level, so I would recommend checking it out. It's called How Speedrunners Made a Penguin Fly by Chiron. This level is an auto-scroller. It works just like the Koopa the Quick races in Mario 64 or the Piantissimo races in Mario Sunshine. Basically, you're going to talk to this guy and he's going to run to the finish. And of course, you're going to be there much quicker than him, but then you're going to have to wait for him to get to the goal. He's always going to reach the goal at the exact same time. However, there's actually a strat that you can do to speed it up. Because basically, when he's in front of a bridge, like Clippin will make the decision to run across the bridge, but when the bridge is not there, because you can actually unload it, he's going to make the decision to jump over it. And if you respawn and then despawn the bridge with the correct timing, the AI is going to get confused. And Clippin is just going to walk through the air, and you're going to be able to finish the race like 10 seconds faster, which is known as Super Clip and Yeet. And if you mess it up slightly, because it is a 12 frame window, so it might be a bit precise to hit, you're still going to get Clip and Yeet, which also saves like 5 seconds over the normal time. So I am going to finish the race just as a safety measure, because sometimes I might not reach the goal like fast enough, but it shouldn't happen really. So we're going to place this egg like over there. And we're going to stand on this exact spot, turn the camera in such a way that Billy is covering the egg. And now we're going to wait for Clippin to make that jump and land, and then we can get the egg, turn around, and you see he just runs through the air like that. Never mind. Okay, it's normal Yeet, but it's okay. Alright, so he's going to finish the race at 58. Actually, 59. Actually, no, it was not Yeet at all. Okay, that's really weird. Okay, sure, why not? Let's just miss that. Watch the video, then you know what it looks like. So that would have been like the normal time that you would get without any strats. So Pirate 4 is when we're going to save Rolly. All of your friends are tied up next to a bomb, and the bomb is going to explode. It's going to explode after 5 minutes. So you're going to have to be fast and save them. And I'm pretty sure we can do this in less than 5 minutes. Just watch this. Gonna jump across that gap. Maybe we'll right. Then we're gonna not get that. We're gonna actually jump this way. You can actually make this skip, and then you can just jump up the rail. I like the slide rather. Okay, sure, why not? And then we want to go over here, and then we save her in like 20 seconds. I might have killed her. No. Okay, if the bomb explodes too close to her, she is gonna die, and you're gonna have to redo the level. At least restart from the last checkpoint. So yeah, normally that is a rather long level, but luckily you can just egg bounce up the wall and skip the entire level basically. So now that we have Rolly, we have unlocked the 6th mission each level. And 2 of them are very fast, so we're going to do them soon-ish. Alright, so now it's time for Pirate 5. This level actually has a really cool skip at the end, and it also has some really cool movement. The anchors that you might have seen in Pirate 3 are actually very fast now, so the movement is kind of dependent on the RNG, because the patterns are not consistent. First of all, we're going to do a gate skip here by just jumping across that wall, like the fence. Now we are going to see what RNG we get. Okay, I actually don't know this pattern. I was like, yeah, maybe I can do it. Okay, that's still fine. I didn't lose too much time. Now we're going to do that same skip that we just did in Pirate 4. We're going to do that again. Actually, we also did that in Pirate 3. Now you can gate skip like so, and then if you jump out to the correct spot, you can actually get on top of here, get into that blue hoop quickly. Because normally what happens is you're going to trigger this cutscene, and then a bunch of fire arrows are going to get shot out, and they will actually block your way, and you can't do that because you're always going to hit the flames. What the game wants you to do is it wants you to hatch Clippin, which is the animal body that you've seen in Pirate 3, the penguin, and then uses water ability to put out the fire. And that's very slow, but fortunately we can just do that skip. If you mess that up, there is a backup sign jump that you can do, which isn't too bad, but you still don't want to miss that because it is a big time loss if it happens. Forest 3 is a pretty cool level. It's like movement based basically. There are some cool strats in here, and you just go. It has really nice flow. I think this is my favorite level for those reasons. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to pick up the egg, and then we're just going to make our way through these enemies. First of all, we're going to egg bounce here, get into the hoop, get into this hoop. And then we're gonna make our way into this hoop, and then here what the game wants you to do is it wants you to hatch an animal body, either a Cypher or Clippin, I guess also works. And you can use them to destroy this barrier here, but what you can also do is you can KBC again, unless the chick gets in your way, which might be a bit annoying, but you can just do that. And okay, this movement is a bit weird because the camera doesn't follow you immediately. That mainly saves real time, by the way. Like with in-game time, you can basically get like the same time, honestly, if not a better time. But if you hatch an animal body, there's always going to be a very long cutscene, and if you do the KBC, you skip that cutscene. So here we're going to do a gate skip. As I said, every gate in this game is just a suggestion. You can just skip it in any way. You could also just jump and roll, by the way, but I just did that because it's safer. And in a marathon run, I would definitely like to go for safety strats. Here you don't even need an egg to skip that gate, you can just jump. Like Billy's movement is very limited, but you can still just jump around that. Okay, so 4-6 is also a very technical level. There's a KBC you can do at the start, which is really stupid. I do not go for that. You can use a cat here at the start to clip through a wall, but it's like kind of RNG and doesn't save that much time. It's not really worth it to go for, at least at my level. So instead I'm just going to kill these enemies real quick. So this is the first rolly mission. We are going to do another rolly mission later, and we are also going to save another friend, a friend called Bantam, who is the best boy, by the way. Alright. Another reason the KBC saves time is because you don't have to watch that cutscene. But overall, it doesn't save that much time, maybe like 10 seconds. So these bees are actually very annoying, so you want to make sure that you can dodge them. The first one didn't chase me. I'm going to jump like all the way to the left and then to the right. And that allows me to dodge the bee in case it chases me. Because what can happen is that the bee will chase you and it's going to attack you mid-air. And then you're either going to die or you're going to just roll down the slide. And you want to not miss that jump. So here's a trick that I'm just going to hope works. We're going to get that bee to inflate. We're going to align ourselves like so, driver, and then KBC using the bee to skip that gate. Normally what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to hit a switch and then go up the windmill and then ground pound the windmill, which will open the gate, but that's very slow. So you can just do that. I just saved a lot of time over my PB because like everything that can go wrong there did go wrong in my PB. Alright, so now we're going to do Blizzard 3, which is a very easy level. You can actually mess this up very easily. What you're supposed to do is you're supposed to build a snowman. Kind of similar to Mario 64, except here you do it manually. And your snowball can get popped very easily. So you don't want that to happen. There are some penguins here that can really ruin your day. Like, when I started out, I would always lose like 30 seconds here because I would always run into a penguin. But if you do it right, like the penguin shouldn't be a problem to you at all. It just comes down to like good camera movement. Like this level basically just tests how good you are at dashing. I actually didn't need that much snow. I thought I would need much more snow, but no. So yeah, that's the level. We're just gonna build the snowman. It doesn't really matter if the head is on top, like it's supposed to be. Here it's upside down and the wrong way, like facing the wrong way. It doesn't really matter. That's the level. And a lot of these optional levels are kind of going to be like that one. We're going to do them very quickly. The next level is also very short, but it's actually a lot of fun. This might actually... I was going to say it's one of my favorite levels, but it's probably not interesting enough to be considered one of my favorite levels, but it is definitely a lot of fun. So here we're going to save Bantam, who is another one of our friends, and he's going to unlock the 8th mission of each world. And just like with Rolly, you can save him very quickly, although not quite as quickly as Rolly. So the first thing we're going to do is a little trick here where you dash cancel at that slide and then just dash up it at a very specific spot and then jump there. And that allows you to go up the slide very quickly. Here we're going to do the trick from Blizzard 1 again, where you just go down those trees very quickly. You don't have to worry about that penguin. Can't attack you fast enough. So here we're just going to jump and roll through the window. Normally what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to go the long way around and get in here from the top. You can like jump down from the top, but you don't have to do that. Okay, I was smashing A there. Talk to the guys by pressing B. So yeah, Bantam is actually the best character in the game because basically every character is the same, but the one difference is that Bantam has a bigger hitbox, and that actually allows us to do one trick that we couldn't do with any other character. But before we get to that, we're gonna go to Blizzard 6, and this is another race level just like Pirate 3, but unlike Pirate 3 we can't speed it up, so it's just an auto-scroller. Like, this is a perfect time for donations because there's nothing to explain here, like with Clip and Yeet. You just have to go down the slide and then wait at the end. There's only one tiny time save that you can do, which is you can talk to Rubbish like a few frames earlier than you're supposed to, and that saves like point something, like 0.1 or something like that. Maybe a bit more. Also, you don't want to lose by not hitting the flagpole. That has happened to me once. I was at the goal, I was just waiting for Rubbish to come, and then once she came I actually lost because I never touched the flagpole. So that's that. And the next level in Dino 8, we're going to do a corner clip, which is a trick that you can do with every character in the game by jumping, like walking off of a ledge at the correct angle, and it's kind of tricky to do. But fortunately with Bantam, it's actually free because his hitbox is bigger. And fortunately, this one very good use of a corner clip is in a Bantam mission. So shout out to Christian Roller who found that. It's one of the most fun levels in the game because of that. And also this is the fastest level, like by real time at least. I guess it's Pirate 4 if your name is Monkey SMB. Or maybe not, because that has a cutscene. So yeah, by in-game time this is not the fastest level, but by real time it is. We're gonna jump onto that crate and then hit right slightly. And if we hit right ever so slightly, we are gonna grab that ledge correctly to set up a corner clip just like that. And it's really easy, like everyone can do it. The jump after that is scary though, because you want to jump off instantly, but you can't hold to the side and press A at the exact same time, because if you do that, you can't get any momentum. Like, you're just going to jump in place. You have to be dashing before you jump. You have to be running before you jump. And that's actually very scary, because you can jump off of that crate very easily and die, but unfortunately I was able to get it very quickly. So this next level is actually quite long. The reason we do it is because Circus 4 and Circus 5 are very quick. So we just need to do this level to unlock those levels. Here we're also going to see yet another animal body, which is Reki, who has the power of... I actually don't know what the description says, like power of lighting maybe? Lightning, I meant. Power of lighting would be like something else. Also here you have to clean the board. You can actually do a crazy skip, which is called board skip, but it's not really worth it because it doesn't really save all that much time, and it's very scary, but that skips the RNG section because the board is RNG. Here I always like to take my time. I don't know, like crack players would just jump out of that immediately, but it's too scary. I don't actually need that much fruit because I got those 3 apples at the start. Normally if you did what's it called, board skip, you have to get a lot more fruit there, but I actually got more than I needed. Okay, and I got hit. So here you can mash again, as I said, you can mash in every yellow hoop. I'm gonna go over here, catch the egg. Actually, I didn't even trigger the cat. That's a cat there that can chase you and destroy your egg. And the power of lightning. Okay, so that was correct. So here you're gonna have to hit these batteries, and we're just gonna do that real quick. Like so. I hope that hits. It did. No, it did. Okay. Yeah, the main reason this level is slow is because of the cutscenes. Okay, I just dropped my egg there, but that's okay. I'm gonna blame the cat on that one, honestly. So that's a very, very long cutscene here. But yeah, that's fine. Cycles 4 and 5 are very quick, I promise. Where is my egg? Okay, so my camera's actually really bad. Here you can just jump down like so. The game wants you to go down a slide, and you actually have to hit a set of switches on the slide, and if you miss a switch, you're actually going to die. But you can just skip all of that by dash jumping across. Like, you can do a lot of skips in this game just by using like Billy's normal moveset, which is really cool. But on top of that, when you add the glitches, this game gets intense. I like when you add the tech that you can do with the eggs, like PDR or KBC or egg boost and stuff like that. Alright, Circus 4. When you play this game casually, this is a very long level, because what the game tells you is you're supposed to kill all of the cats in the cages, and there are a lot of them in this level, but what you can actually do is you can go straight to the end, and the truth is you only need to kill 2 cats in like 1 cage, and as long as you kill those, the level is going to be completed. So you don't have to worry. That was a very scary camera. You don't have to worry about any other cats. We're just going to avoid them all. I did not mean to do that, but okay. We're just going to go down this slide. And what you can do is you can just dash jump into this hoop and go straight to the end. Like, there's no way the developers didn't intend that. Yeah, you only need to kill those 2 and then the level is completed. That emblem grab is a bit annoying because of the enemies that are in the way, so sometimes you want to kill them. At least that makes it a lot easier, because otherwise you might get hit. Alright, Circus 5, this is the fastest level in-game time-wise. What this level is, you need to bring an explosive to the end, because that's a cannon and you want to create a firework. But if you get hit just once, the explosive is going to explode and then you die. But fortunately, we can skip the entire level. So we're going to do that. And this has happened to me a lot recently, where I just lose my speed on the slide. It's never happened before, but the past week it's happened like every time. So you can make this really scary dash jump across. Now just get into that hoop, and then you can mash on that one. You can't mash on that one. And now you can, that was a bad roll, because that was that direction, but you can just go straight to the cannon. And yeah, so the reason this level is slow, because this cutscene takes forever. Like, it's not slow, it's still one of the fastest levels in the game, but the reason it's not the fastest level in-game time-wise, real-time-wise, is that. So this game would be very fast if all levels were like that. Alright, so that's that. I actually died here in my PB because that thing on the slide happened that I talked about, where I lost my speed. I fell into a gap. Like, yeah, my PB is not very good, by the way. So here we're going to do Sand 8, which is the last optional level that we're going to have to do. This will bring us to 25 emblems. And this is yet another one of those race levels. This time we're going to race King Bibu. There is one way you can kind of speed it up, which is by destroying all of the breakable objects that are in the way, and that way you can save like 2 seconds or something like that. And Bibu is gonna come to the end like a bit faster. That I just did that same skip that I did in Sand 1. I went up the green hoop. And here you just want to break everything. Because then you won't stop when he gets there. Also break those. Just jump over that. Yeah, this would be another great time for donations because there's not a lot going on. I'm just gonna go to the end. Yeah, he's gonna finish the race at like 103, so I still have enough time to get to the end. Yeah, there he is. Alright, so now it's time for Stand 3. You can do this level earlier, but if you finish it, the game's just going to kick you out of the level because you need 25 emblems to be able to beat it. There's a chick at the end who tells you, yeah, you need true courage to beat the level to get to Giant Palace or whatever. What really is true courage? I believe like 10 emblems or 20 emblems, that's not enough courage. You're going to need at least 25. So the game's just going to boot you out of the stage if you don't have enough. Here, I am going to hit the switch. Here's another skip that is NTSCU only, which is why I am not able to do it. Basically, you can clip through the ground here, like where the quicksand is. And then you can... Oh, I am stupid, because, okay, I'm not focusing. I actually need to find the spot. I think it's over here. Now, the thing is, like, when you go for that, when you don't go for that and you get into the hoop, it's gonna send you out at the right spot, but because I was, like, focusing on the commentary, not on the game, I just walked around and I actually missed the visual cue. So normally you just land on it, but I ran away from it, I had to find it again. Alright, so normally what you can do is you can just clip through the floor and then skip doing that sign jump that I just did, which is known as Chiron's Groovy Underground. Also, it doesn't just skip the sign jump, obviously, but it skips that cutscene if you're having to open the switch, like hit the switch and open the gates. But it's fine, like that's just another time save that NTSC has. So now we're gonna go up here. You can actually get into this hoop early and then skip that blue hoop. This jump is kind of scary. It's a lot easier with a big egg. With a small egg, it's a lot tighter. You can actually do a trick called statue jump here, which is one of the hardest tricks in the game. And it doesn't save a lot of time when you skip the slide movement. Also, that slide, by the way, is a bait. Like, there are those X's that mark where you have to jump, but on that jump, you cannot trust the X's. You have to jump a bit earlier. If you jump on the X, you're actually going to die. So that's cool. This is the hardest trick in the game. I actually missed it. That's what you get. Okay. There we go. Alright, I completely jinxed that. And that trick is very easy. You can clip through that wall, which is wall riding. Or even that you don't have to do. You can just hold up into the wall and then hold up left, and then you're going to clip through. And normally what you're supposed to do is there are two chicken statues, and you have to hit a switch and wait for them to face each other, and that's very slow to do. So fortunately, you can just do that. Yeah, and that's definitely the easiest trick in the game. Like, anyone can do it first try, except me. Alright, so I just lost 114 pace, but it's perfectly fine. Like, 114 isn't even a good time. Like, my PB should be 112, honestly, if not 111. But just need to get it. Alright, so now we've unlocked the final level in the game, which is Palace. Here, the boss level is the first mission. There's no golden egg mission or anything here. So basically, the crows have taken over Giant Palace, and the giant egg is in danger, so you're gonna have to defeat what's it called? Dark Raven, I believe. Just prevent that from happening. I'm just gonna kill these cats, get them out of the way. And now, if you've played the game casually, you know that this is also a very long level. That's very annoying. In fact, on my first casual playthrough, I actually got several game overs on this level because it is hard and very long. But we are not going to have to worry about any of that because we can do a trick called Palace Skip, which is essentially just a sign jump, except we use another big egg to get launched even further. We're going to place our egg like there. And now we are going to pick up this other egg, get up here, and pick up these fruit. That should be enough, yeah. And now what we're going to do is we're going to sign jump and then, hang on, like so. And that propels us up here. And this is a section that you're not supposed to be on in this level, but there is collision here because this is a place you can go to in other missions in Giant Palace. Just not Palace 1, but this takes us right to the end. And now we can just go straight to the boss portal. Like so. So that's pretty cool. Alright, so Raven is actually really annoying. Especially if you pay an emulator, because the textures don't work. But basically the way this fight works is Raven is going to send out a set of puddles, and you're going to have to clear one of those puddles in time. And for the first one it's very easy, but on the second set it's very difficult because you don't have enough time, like you don't have that much time, and the puddles will overlap. And the annoying part is that the overlapping parts are going to respawn quickly. So it's always kind of difficult to tell if you fully cleared it. Like that's that visual cue, like so. That tells you have cleared. Also, really important announcement, by the way. Billy Hatcher is coming to Smash Bros. Now we're just gonna hit him a bunch. Yeah, on the first set of puddles you have a lot of time. And now his next attack is gonna be, he's gonna send out a set of missiles, and what we want to do is we just want those missiles to hit him. I missed my egg. I broke my egg. That's really annoying. That's not supposed to happen. Okay, he's gonna do that again, I believe. So yeah, I am messing everything up. Actually, no, okay. I am confused. So yeah, let's show off the puddles again. I'm actually getting a good pattern here. I hope that I have enough time. But yeah, I should be fine. You always want to clear more than you need, because that makes sure that you actually get enough. Also, that can still hit you even when it's no longer visible, so you want to be cautious there. So yeah, I'm gonna need to do an extra cycle because my egg got popped, which is very unlucky. That's much better. Like, that's what that's normally supposed to look like. Now we're gonna have to do extra puddles. Yeah, these don't look that good. Like, you want to always do more than you need, just to make sure. Also, you want to do the overlapping parts last, because they're going to respawn quicker. And now the second phase is free. If you play the game casually, it's really difficult, because what's going to happen is he's going to shoot out a set of shadow balls, and you're going to have to catch them and then hit him with them. And unfortunately, the window you have for catching them is 3 frames. So it's kind of difficult to do that, but fortunately we have a setup for making it free. Like, this is actually insanely free, which is really cool. Here, you're just going to have to get hit, and then you're going to lose your power, so now we're just going to wait until Menehune, the chicken god, calls us and gives us our powers back. You can get hit here as much as you like. Raven has no chance to kill you. Like, it's impossible to die. Alright, now we're going to go Super Saiyan. It wouldn't be a Sonic game, a Sonic team game if this didn't happen. Time for Super Billy. Alright, so the way this works is we're gonna actually have to wait, and then we want him to drop the Shadow Ball onto our head, and then we get iframes, and then we can just mash B. And then we always catch it, like, every time. That was very unlucky. Also here, you want to be walking when you hit the ball, or the orb, I guess it's called. Because if you dash into it, it's going to get launched across the stage. But if you walk into it, you can hit him again very quickly. He only has 2 attacks that he cycles between, so that was his other attack. And that is very easy to avoid. I'm just going to hit him 4 times. You want to hit him 8 times, 4 times, 4 times, and then 2 times. And then the fight is over. And now he's also going to do, he's going to turn the lights off. So now he's going to dash at us again, except we won't be able to see him, but we can see his eyes. So it's very easy to dodge as well. I'm just gonna place the egg over there, do the same thing again. And then time is coming up. Time is gonna be once Billy's feet touch the ground after I collect the emblem at the end. I actually got hit by that, wow. So yeah, that's time, that's the 115, which is like, okay. This is a time that I would have really liked to get not too long ago, but now like 115 is really bad for me. Like this was a terrible run, it's honestly crazy that it's only like 2 minutes within my record, like within my PB. Actually less than 2 minutes. And that's time. I split way too late, but it's okay. It's like a 115.49 or something like that. So yeah, I would be very happy to play this game at BSG. My PB is a lot worse than it should be, which is like 112 or 111 maybe. With NTSCU, I could get a better time. So yeah, even when you aren't at top level, this game is still like insane, honestly. And I think this game is a lot of fun to watch. Some of the tricks in this game are absolutely crazy. Like, there's so much you can do with the eggs. Like, even Billy's basic movement options let you do so many skips, but then you add all of the tech that you do in speedruns, and then this becomes like a crazy game to watch. And it is honestly insanely optimized, and it's a lot of fun to do. It's very difficult to do. But it's actually kind of beginner friendly, so if you're interested in playing this game, getting into it is rather easy, getting really good at it is very difficult. But that's what a lot of games are like. I can't recommend this game enough. This game is not very well designed, honestly, so there are a lot of very stupid things that can happen in this game that might ruin your experience. Also, this game has some terrible level design, honestly, but if you decide to run this game, then you're gonna have a blast, because playing the game, like running the game, is a lot of fun. Playing it casually is a bit frustrating and it might take forever, because honestly it's also a really difficult game, even casually. So yeah, I'm gonna let the credits roll, but there's not much left I have to say. Check out the video by Chiron on Clip and Yeet. Kai is going to make a lot more future videos on Billy. Is currently working on a video on Forest 1. I hope you enjoyed the run. I hope this gets in. Of course, actually, to me, Phineas the Flip Right Again matters a lot more, because that's like a game I'm actually really good at. Well, this is... Billy Hatcher is my main game, but I'm not that cracked at it yet, so... Because I'm not a top player, I wouldn't be too worried if it gets rejected. I still like the opportunity to run it, of course, but... Phineas the Flip Right Again is the game that I really care about, that I want to show off, because there's so much in that game that was added recently. Like, a lot of it was shown off at BSG a few years ago with no repairs, but that is a different category, has different tricks, and the game is a lot more optimized and a lot faster, so I would really like to show it off, because I think it's a very interesting game. Like, it's of course overlooked because nobody knows the game, but it has a lot of really interesting glitches make it an insanely fun speed game. So I'd like to show that off. Billy Hatcher, of course, is like my favorite speed game, all things considered, so I would love the opportunity to run this as well. But yeah, we'll see. The music slaps, by the way. This credit song called Chant This Charm is absolutely incredible. But so is every other track in the game. Definitely watch the record if you're interested, which is 103.37 currently by Monkey SMB. Watch Chiron's ESA run. It's a cool game. Play it, of course. Not enough people play this game. Like, every day I go on Twitch and see if someone's streaming Billy Hatcher, most of the times I'll be disappointed. Like, I'll watch every casual player who plays this game. Like, I don't even care. If you play this game, I'm gonna watch your stream. I actually really like to, like, kind of backseat casual. Not really backseat, but kind of help them a bit and maybe tell them a few strats that they might not know. Also has a really good length for a speedrun. Like, it's not too long, it's not too short. I think my estimate would be like, it's kind of hard to make an estimate because right now I would make it like 120, considering I might mess up a lot, but by then my time is going to be a lot better by the time the marathon happens. But I think I'm still going to set it to like 120 just in case a lot goes wrong that it shouldn't happen. But who knows? Actually, I've had a few runs recently that were very bad, so I think 120 is probably a good estimate, because like the estimate should be like the absolute worst that can happen. Like not really a realistic time that you can get on an average run, just like calculating all of the possible time losses that can happen maybe. Alright, the credits are very long. Maybe I should have just ended the video there, but whatever, we're gonna watch them. We're gonna enjoy the music. Here you can see casual gameplay from Palace 1 that we skipped. And they cleared the puddles suboptimally. So yeah, also Sonic Team, make Billy 2, please. Or Sega or whatever. Hey, don't make open world Sonic games, that's gonna be terrible, just make Billy 2. Alright, and that's the end. So yeah, thanks for watching.